Hello and welcome back to Balsamic Games. We are back to Nightsky Sanctum after what feels like 1,000 years, but was only actually 1 month on hiatus. And we are back with the amazing game developers, Navi and Sean, a couple of Drakes, as our guest stars on the mid-season episode, which is we are at season 2, episode 13 of Night Sky Sanctum.
Lucky number 13.
It's extremely lucky. I mean, it's lucky that we have the two of them. So let's go around the room and we'll have everybody introduce themselves and the character they'll be playing this evening. Let's start with Morningstar.
Well, hello, my darlings. I am Morningstar, and you will have to excuse my low voice. I'm still recovering from the plague.
Oh.
Today, I shall be playing the wicked and manipulative Elise, our Median Psyche, who does whatever she has to do to make sure that she doesn't have to do any work.
Awesome. Megan?
Hi, I play Seth, our Nereid shapeshifter of our coven. So they are essentially a fish person, and they used shape-shifting magic primarily with animals in order to do problem solving, in order to make up for the fact that they have 2 brain cells, and one of those brain cells is entirely food motivated.
Awesome. Let's go to Navi next.
Me? Oh goodness. I am Navi, and I will be playing Jess today, a Southern Hydra. I don't know, we're going to have to see what happens. We're going to play a little bit to find out, because this is just kind of a cameo. I haven't gotten to develop a character yet.
For sure. And Sean?
I'm going to be at the helm of Jay today. I'm going to be a Southern Hedge Witch, a Hydra as well. The twin of Jess over there.
Oh, nice. Awesome, and this is the first time that anybody will be seeing a Hedge Witch in action. They are our first expansion grimoire. Let's hop over to Andrea.
Yeah, I'm Andrea. I play Hollis. She is a Gob Baba witch, which she is a tiny, green, pointy-eared girl who is obsessed with death and dying and every state in between.
It's a perfect undertaking for you, then. Right. And Azalwin?
And I am Azalin. I'm playing Yarrow, who is a satyr arcanist who is just greatly reckless and unstable, but really loves her friends, so it creates some interesting situations. And Jean, her phoenix, is definitely protective as well, so she likes to swoop in.
Awesome. So, when we left off, the Night Sky Sanctum Coven had just become friends with Wapanaha, who was well, let's just come right on and say it. He's a lich.
You say that like it's a negative.
For a lot of people it is. But for Night Sky Sanctum, he was a fast ally. They found him in the Shadow Realm just above their covenstead, and found out in short order that he had been trapped in the Shadow World for the last 400 years. And it turns out that Night Sky Sanctum and Wapanaha have some enemies in common. So, as I said, they became fast friends. When Elise took everyone into the astral and invaded the mind of a 450-year-old witch who had been spying on them, they found out that she, among many others, had sent Wapanaha and his 2 brothers, who were also liches, they had exiled them all to different realms. And so, over the last couple of months of downtime, the player characters have been scouring Manhattan and surrounding areas, looking for anyone that had information about the areas deep inside of the underworld. and the myriad of possible afterlives that they might have exiled this lich to. And that's where we're picking up. Do you think you all would have invited these two individuals that you have come to know to your covenstead? That was an interesting sound.
Please silence the ringtones now.
So, yeah, I think it would be about time for you guys to invite Jesse and James back to your covenstead to start moving forward with your plans to rescue a Chak from one of these accursed afterlives that he may be trapped in. So does somebody want to describe your covenstead or what they would see when you bring them in?
It's a hole in the ground, literally. We're on an island. Yeah.
Here, I was afraid it was going to be fancy.
What is it? South Brother Island is our island. Off the coast of Manhattan, and our covenstead is kind of like a storm bunker type situation that goes really far down into the ground. We have quarters, and we have a dungeon, and children. We have several children.
I think you still have 11 children.
Yeah, we have.
Your...
Yeah, they all tap dance. It's great.
Good entertainment.
They eat people as well.
Mm.
They've been slowly returning these children to their parents after they rescued them from a faction called Corpus Templi Solaris. But at this point, they're more of a curiosity around the household. Turns out that turns out that liches don't make good babysitters, because when they came back from having the lich babysit for them, the children were all bleeding from their ears and eyes, so they decided that the lich has to live elsewhere.
My standards for babysitters are very low, but even that doesn't quite go beyond the standard. Children need to not be bleeding when we get them back.
So this is the conversation you all are having on the boat ride over to South Brother Island. If you've ever had any, if you've ever interacted with the faction, the Vulture Votary, they have an island that's very nearby. And of course you're very close to Riker's Island as well, which is where the Red Watch takes the witches that can't be bound and puts them in sarcophagi and prevents them from using their powers by physical restraint. So it's a pretty terrible place.
Gives me a little bit of an uncomfortableness, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what time of day do you all join up and meet on the island? Day or night, that is.
I feel like we do all of our best work at night.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I hate going out in the sun. It'll give me wrinkles.
Say it's at sunset.
All right. Well, in that case, the sun is setting over South Brother Island when Hollis pulls the Covenstead's boat into your little makeshift dock on that rocky beach, and you take them over to the ground level entrance that leads down into the bunker. And yeah, so this is kind of the first time you all have had a chance to meet and decide what the course of action is going to be. You know from Wapanaha that Achak, his brother, is the one that's been exiled to the underworld. So maybe you'll want to find out what each other's abilities are and in what way you can make use of each other.
Well, being a gob, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of the underworld in general. I have abilities that can help us navigate. I can still summon Tartarus. And I can speak to the dead and understand pretty much any language that is spoken in the underworld. So if we need directions, we can ask.
That's all fair handy. That's for sure and for certain. My sister and I, we've been making our daily bread on crossing the border down into the underworld. So we've got firsthand knowledge of the territory, such as it is. Is that right?
Well, he said.
So do you want to show them down into your basement?
Would you like to see our basement?
Do we gotta pay extra for that?
I feel like maybe that's one of them tickets that you gotta pay for in advance. We can come back out though, right?
Eventually.
Potentially.
That's good enough for me. I've heard worse odds. Lead on.
Most people have a tendency to stay with us for a while, whether by choice or not.
Because you're all so damn charming. That's how that is, right?
All right. You take the stairs down, and you are very surprised how deep this Covenstead goes. You pass workshop after workshop, a library, and when you finally reach the bottom, they open the doors for you into a dark subterranean cavern that is full of bioluminescent fungi. And on the opposite side wall, you see a kelp-lined portal that looks like it's about big enough for any of you to go through individually. And I would assume it's Seth that's going to activate the portal.
I believe last time when we did Underworld, I needed Hollis's help.
That's right. Hollis has a special lesser ritual that they'll need to use. But it might be best first to figure out what afterlife you're going to. So I was thinking we would start an 8 clock for trying to figure out what afterlife you are most likely to find a Chak in, based on your knowledge of him, any material components or material links that you have to him, things like that. So any gather information or any special or grimoire senses or abilities that you have that could be used here to fill that clock. And we can, of course, feel free to flash back to conversations you've had with his brother, Wapanaha, and anything he's been able to provide you.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. He would probably be the most valuable person to have a conversation with about, what world his brother got sent to.
Sure.
I think he's likely to be the only one who knows, aside from the people who sent him there.
And they're not telling.
Okay. Who wants to be in charge of that, and what do you want to roll?
Might advise someone else do it, because I'm not very good at acting nicely with people. And...
I could attempt to do a flashback with maybe some psychometry of something that shoot, what's his name again?
Yeah, Wapanaha. I think
just like any kind of.
Yeah, you'll need to get something from him first, but yeah, I agree. Psychometry definitely sounds like it might be helpful once you have something physical.
Well, we could go and steal the Sovereign Staff and divide it up into 3 again. That might work.
That would totally work, yeah.
Shall we do a flashback of us facing the big bad evil guy and stealing his staff?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could handle that as like a one willpower flashback for sure.
This is like where Seth finally uses patient transformation. They're just like the staff.
Yeah, you turn into a copy of the staff and just hope he grabs the wrong one. Yeah, I was thinking of something like a consort or something just to see what you can get out of him. You're definitely you have the same goals as he does. He wants his brother back just as badly as you guys want to help him. So just whoever thinks their character would have been making friends or spending more time with Wapanaha over the last couple of months is all I'm thinking.
Yarl would have been trying to make friends for sure.
Okay.
Whether Wapanaha wanted to or not, Yara was going to try to be friends.
Awesome. Okay. What do you want to roll for that? And what does that look like?
Ooh, I was like, I can finesse a friendship.
That's
probably the best Yarl can do.
Using your hands dexterously for friendship.
I mean, it works.
It does work, yeah.
Some nice shoulder rubs.
Oh yeah, back rubs.
Massages. It's like you're like really old now. You've got to have some aches and pains.
He does. He does. 400 years in the Shadow Realm, having to subsist off of the magic of lost witches, definitely did not do well for him.
Yeah, so Yara basically took a shiatsu massage class, and that's when she...
Does he even have muscles?
He is mostly bone. He's like if you took like several layers of plastic wrap and just like hot used a
Heat gun.
heat gun to like make it wrap around the bones. Yeah.
Just
Very
picture
so
Yarrow
much
on, like,
tension in your joints.
Yeah.
going down like to just like Nathan Phillips Square. They're just hanging out like it's just a movie montage. They're getting soda. They're on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Keep talking about my best friend.
Yeah. 2 straws out of the same milkshake. Yeah. Absolutely.
A bone falls into the milkshake.
He's like, oh, I got that.
Maybe we got a spoon going.
All right. You want to roll that?
Yeah, I'm also going to spend 1 essence just so I can get a little extra die on that.
Okay.
Since I only have 1 point in finesse anyway. So.
You mean 2 willpower?
No, I think I can't I think I could spend 1 essence for my alacrity to get an extra die.
That's from like
or is that a
exceptional speed. Yeah, it's like physical.
Well, I'll spend the 2 willpower then.
Okay. For
just running around very quickly so that he's your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
I want the friendship to happen fast, okay?
Yeah. It's the world's fastest back rub. It's not the world's best back rub, but it is the world's fastest. Okay. So was that for an extra...
he doesn't have any muscles to rub.
Right. Was that for an extra die
karate
or...
chop to the spine.
Yeah, I spent the 2 willpower
Okay.
for the 2 die for the extra die on that.
All
Because I only had 1 in finesse. So.
Okay. We have a 6. So that looks like that's going extremely well for you. So yeah, we have that quick montage of you all having a good time. He is trying to keep a low profile. He's kind of wanted, as it were, but still enjoys the time you spent together. You do notice you're having some minor reactions to spending this much time with him. The skin on your hands where you've been touching him is starting to crack a little bit, and you're probably gonna need a spa day for yourself too. So yeah, he seems to have these physical. It's almost like what you all have with technology, where if you spend enough time around technology, like light bulbs or whatever, they're gonna blow or fritz out. It seems to be the same thing with cells. Like the cells in your body are reacting poorly to being around the Lich. But he gives you a ring. It's a very simple copper ring that he's had for 420 something years, that his brother Achak gave to him before they were exiled. So he'll give you that as a material link to his brother. He's not sure how well it'll work, because it's so old and everything, and that it's his now, but psychometry would definitely be helpful for separating out the material link of one to another.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, shiny, and then I'm like, Seth.
Any other
You're
questions?
just want to be friends, and now like you're getting a friggin' ring. Like you're doing a
Any
magic
other
hand.
questions that Yara has for Wapanaha while you all are hanging out, to try to get some more information about his brother or anything?
Basically, if his brother had any common habits so that would be like trackable, you know, like say, does he really like a certain type of hunting? Does he likes to set up like a structure a certain way or something? Just so if we are looking for him, we can find the signs and like footsteps per se to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely will regale you with story after story, but when you sort of line those up with what you know about sort of the underworld and the afterlives, aside from like possibly some kind of like great hunting grounds or something, you're not able to really line much up with that. Also, since he was exiled there, they probably didn't put him in such a happy place like, the great hunting grounds or anything like that. But yeah, he's very forthcoming with stories. But none of them give you any particular leads.
And did your brother like have kind of like similar interests as like lich interests?
Yeah, Achak was the second of the three brothers to achieve lichhood. So he's been a lich a couple years longer than Wapanaha and their other brother.
Okay, so he's a little more experienced with it, which might help us find him. We never know.
All right, and so we flash back forward to Seth and Hollis trying to figure out where they need to direct this portal to. So, Seth, you want to describe what it looks like when you sort of activate it and get it ready for Hollis to tune it?
Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, shoot. I had an alarm on my phone. Sorry.
We're going to be DMCA'd.
Oh no. Seth will raise their hand around the rim of the mirror, essentially kind of grazing each of the hagstones that's between the kelp, holding the portal together in an attempt to, I guess, activate or charge, and I guess make the portal have a shimmery surface so it's kind of booting up.
Nice.
Ready for Hollis.
You're like, oh, this thing runs Mac OS.
Oh, we have to do an update.
It's all right. We'll wait.
Yeah. All right. So Yarrow produces the ring. Any other ideas or anything anyone wants to do?
I think the psychometry is probably more useful once we're through the portal.
Yeah, while I hand the ring over, I tell a couple little anecdotal stories that Wapanaha had told me, just in case it like helps with his energy and like, hey, this is how he was, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that if you all want to give them access to your telepathic network, you just have to have them go and whatever they need to do for Jack when they were at the surface. I don't remember what it was that he requested. I think it was he wanted his statue cleaned.
Oh yeah. You can go wash Jack Spider Stripe's feet.
I do what now?
He's a statue, but so it's fine.
They accidentally turned the leader of Shadow Dawn into a statue, and he now resides on their island.
It wasn't really much of an accident.
Yeah.
It was
Accidental.
I didn't know it was going to turn him into a statue.
But luckily, he's retained his intelligence and his magic as a powerful Fey creature, and has been granting the Coven a telepathic bond, allowing them to all communicate with each other. Yeah, it was done accidentally on purpose, as Rebecca Dementia says. They didn't.
I didn't know
he's a
what was
statue.
going to happen.
And you were just going for a rock, and he turned into a statue. That's what it was, right?
He's just our eternal commentator now. It's okay.
Well, that's good.
He likes to listen in on their telepathic conversations. It's basically all he gets for
Entertainment.
Yeah, it's all he gets for entertainment these days. So, yeah. He's willing to share the telepathic bond with anyone else who comes into the Coven's stead, as long as they do something nice for him. Chiminage, or, leaving something at his feet, or, washing the statue and getting the moss off of it. Anything you can think of.
Yeah, typical Fey nonsense. That makes sense.
Exactly. It's the little bits of entertainment he gets.
As a hedge witch myself, I'm familiar with the gateways and the ways between and things like that. This whole not knowing where we're going, that's not typically my bailiwick. Usually my sister here, she's the one who finds and then kind of points me more like a missile, and then we go find them.
Nice.
On this side, you go ahead and open me a door. I'll go talk to the gateway guardian, and then we can get this party started. But if we're gonna have to figure out from this side, I'm not much help, so I'm just gonna walk. Okay.
Big Ed said that y'all had a way down, but he didn't say we needed to do our homework first. That was.
And I ain't shining no statues. I'll cheer you on. Does that count as helping?
I got a pint of Paul's Old Fashioned. We could live for the old bugger.
Oh.
That like to satisfy the requirement, or I got to go get the polish rag?
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely not something anybody's done for him up to this point. So, yeah, I think that
Seems like a waste, really.
Look, pouring one out for one of them old watchers on the gateway, that's one thing. Sometimes they turn to stone, and if I was turned to stone, I'd want a little nip my own self. So let me go and wet the whistle real quick, and we'll see if maybe he doesn't want to let us talk at y'all in the headspace like.
Yep. Yeah. So whether you all have met Jack Spiderstripe before or not, he is a relatively well-known denizen of Central Park. He's a shapeshifter, and he's pretty well known for messing with people who are just, trying to go about their business in Central Park. So it's kind of been nice for him to be gone for a little while, although it left sort of a political vacuum. And so some of the other...
filled that with mushrooms.
Yeah. So,
Perfect.
but yeah, when you head up and pour one out at his feet, you immediately can hear the other voices of the rest of the Coven mates discussing what they're going to do with this ring, and you're able to find them. You can also hear him muttering, but as you walk away from him, the sort of muttering disdain fades away a little bit.
That's good. I was getting interference on the old headpiece there.
So, Seth, I think actually it would be useful to do psychometry from here, because what that does is that lets you read the item and get information directly from the emotional experiences that have happened.
Is that like a tuning fork, essentially, to figure out where to go?
Right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Just realized I have volume on my display over here. Okay, so should Seth be doing this in tandem with Hollis, with trying to open the portal, or doing it as a precursor?
You guys can just share the information that you get.
Okay.
And then Hollis will, once you guys figure out where you're going, Hollis can tune the portal.
Okay. Well, I'll pop the essence that I need for psychometry, touch an item to gather information about emotional events in its past for anyone who doesn't remember what that is. And yeah, so Seth will take that ring from Yarrow and just kind of slip it on the pinky and just kind of figure out what's going on. Maybe like
Go invisible.
just call back to the alarm that went off.
We have liches. We don't need
Darling, be careful. Howard Shore's going to sue us.
That's nowhere near good enough for Howard Shore.
Double DMCA'd.
Ready. So I don't have a definite trait that I need to roll for psychometry. So,
Yeah, it's a gather information roll of your choice.
Okay. So gather information.
We tend to run focus on those, but if you have another
focus
idea.
probably makes the most sense because it's an object. I'm trying to like gain information through this.
Yeah.
Just
It's like the one thing that Seth and Elise are like very similar abilities. Although psychometry is definitely more on the empath side. Alright. An X. Neat.
Chris,
Okay.
chat. So, am I not supposed to do the X?
Yeah, I don't know what X is for, but it's awesome. It worked. It's still an action roll. Good job. All right, you got a 6. So you're gonna
Adding
get
an X every time now.
X means extreme.
extreme action roll. All right.
Yeah, Buddy was right. Wolf said Yarrow and Seth are now engaged. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucky.
So
Shift Rupert, he'll be the ring bearer.
you find yourself transported back about 440 years to the southern tip of Manhattan, and you are in a workshop, and you're sort of seeing from the point of view of the ring. You're looking up at Achak as he is hammering this ring and getting it into shape to be given as a birthday present to his brother. And you can tell there's genuine love for Wapanaha in the ring. What are you?
Felix, that feels the love.
You definitely have. I think with a 6, you have sort of a psychic thumbprint, effectively, on him at this point. So you can kind of, with telepathy, you can pretty much hand that off to Hollis and use that as a material link.
Okay. I will, Seth will just get one scaly hand and just good gum, here you go.
All right. Any other questions you want to ask about, like, sort of the emotions running through him at this time, or do you want to jump to any other time on sort of that ring's timeline, like up to the time that it was given?
I'm able to shift a little bit further ahead.
Okay.
Right now he's in the creation process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to see any later until maybe the exchange or just like when it's complete.
Yeah. So you see the 3 brothers are seated around a table, and now it looks like you're in you're definitely in some kind of nice house. It might even be like the town hall or something like that. And you can see that there are other witches gathered at some other tables nearby, and you can tell that there's already some growing disdain among the other white white witches toward these natives who are also very established witches in the area. trying to think of a way you could get some useful information from that. I think there's sort of
resonance on the peak, like on Crafter right now. Would that mean that I can kind of glean whether there's more negative emotions kind of from specific people?
Yeah.
Am I in tune with their emotions because I'm
yeah.
them?
They're kind of tainting the scene, as it were. The strongest emotions definitely seem to be brotherly love and gift giving and things like that. But you're definitely feeling this sort of harsh onlook from the others. But what you see on the wall is a list of laws. It's in Old English, and it looks like it says the old laws, and you can see some information that's it's hard to read, but it's the kind of thing that if you were to look it up in your library, you'd probably be able to find out what it actually says. It's just not.
That's love.
Thank you for the subscription, Azalwyn. Look forward to meeting you. Awesome.
You just have Yarrow. You haven't met Azalwyn. It's fine.
Yeah, so that gives you some information that you can look into.
Well, we'll just get an expert on Chaucer.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much all you get from that, from the ring. No other particularly strong experiences come off of it.
Okay. Oh, and just to clarify, it's the head patting is not to belittle Hollis or do a size thing. It's literally Seth being like, I'm seeing things in my head. If I touch other head, that part. Can the small one now see the pictures?
All right. So I'll just say in your library, you're able to find some books about the old laws and the laws of witches and things like that. And you find some pretty disturbing things in there, including such gems as witches who do not follow the old laws are subject to the afterlife of the Christians.
Ugh.
Hmm.
God. I hope they're talking about hell at least.
That's gross.
The alternative
Yeah,
sounds ghastly.
the penalty is you have to go to heaven. It's incredibly boring.
You're here forever.
Yeah.
My God, there's nothing but badminton up here.
Yeah, cue the scene in Dragon Ball with Frieza in hell, and it's just singing animals.
God, what never-ending Disney movie.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say at this point that is enough of the clock filled that you're gonna have standard effect on any kind of ritual to open the portal to the right place. So,
Okay.
Hollis, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I guess I will do a focus roll,
Okay.
because that makes sense to me. Oh no. I have to find the chats.
Tuesday.
I don't remember from last time. Did I need to give Hollis willpower in order for Hollis to activate it? Or was it just me doing the initial setup and then Hollis's action?
Yeah, it's just she's just sort of tuning it to the right part of the underworld to give you guys a little bit of a boost on your engagement roll.
I'm gonna spend 2 willpower just to get an extra die.
Okay. Oh, that is a crit.
Ooh.
Yay, that's my
Awesome.
first crit.
Way to go!
Awesome.
Marvelous, darling.
All right. Do you want to describe what you do?
Yeah, so Hollis rubs her hands together and she squats down and digs her fingers into the dirt of this cave that we have down here. And she starts mumbling in her gob language, and she pushes her hands out, and as she pushes her hands out, you can see like a ripple effect, and the portal glazes over, and if you look through it, you can see the underworld.
Yeah.
No, I know this smell. I know.
Oh no, are we going to hell? We gotta be fast. If we go through there and Mom finds out we didn't stop to say hi, we are in so much trouble.
Wow, I'm hoping Linchpin ain't still down there.
Yeah, you could smell sulfur coming out of the portal, and it looks like the ground is sort of just on the edge of catching fire.
I did not wear my hell going hat. This is clearly my happy hunting grounds going hat.
Yarrow literally put some yarrow in her ears so she doesn't have to smell the sulfur.
Nice. All right. I'm going to say for the engagement roll, because you got a critical, you are probably pretty close to... You're in the right afterlife for sure. And you probably... I'm going to go ahead and do +1 die on the engagement roll. All right, and that's a fail. So
I don't know that we failed an engagement roll.
it just means
3 3s. That's good though, right? Because that's happy.
yeah, it's half of 666. So yeah, what that means is that you're going to start in a desperate position. But yeah. So, all right. Your portal is kind of looking out onto a vast plain. There's no vegetation. There's no sunshine. And there are no like landscape items to orient yourself to. So, based on your information, this is probably Limbo, and
I would have assumed Detroit.
Oh.
Okay, so who's going first? What's the sort of marching order here?
I'll lead. What the hell?
Okay. And I guess who's taking tail then?
Probably me. I hate going through portals, and I want to make sure I at least finish this cocktail before I do, because goodness knows it might turn into poison the moment we step through.
James, do you want to do anything at the border while you're here? Possibly pull a tool or anything?
Yeah, I imagine that on the border between here and hell, like anything I'm going to need down here, I'm going to bring with me or have access to through my usual hedge kit. So, no, I don't think I'm going to be grabbing anything from the borderlands.
Okay. Awesome. All right. In that case, the 6 of you step out. You can see what looks like the sun in the sky, but it's just not shedding any light. The sky itself is black. It's oppressively hot. Probably 110 degrees, but it's just everywhere. It's not coming down on your head. It's just all over your entire body. Yarrow probably starts to smoke a little bit from her fur.
Yeah, my little silver horn tips are actually starting to turn red at the very tip.
And you find yourself in what looks like almost a 2-dimensional world with nothing nearby, and just the portal disappearing behind you. And you might not be able to survive too long in this kind of heat. So that's what's going to make it desperate, to try to find your way to something you can use as a waypoint.
All right, somebody tell me about Chuck that we're looking for, right? It was Chuck?
I think that was the name, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Kinda
well, I
like
got
between a sneeze and a chuck. A chuck.
that Chuck. Is any Chuck, or you have one in particular? I'm funning with you, but tell me something personal about the gent so that I can put my nose to the wind and see if I can catch a whiff of him. I mean, over the sulfur.
He does really love his brother.
Loves his brother. Well, that ain't nothing. I mean, it ain't much, but it ain't nothing either.
Also very lichy.
Very lichy.
Yes,
Well,
he's almost certainly dead, but I assume almost everyone here is, so...
yeah.
Not
All the
very
people whose love he is, anyway.
Mm.
Gus says, what do you think? Should I just see if I can go about it? Yeah?
It can't hurt. I mean, it could, but
Yeah. Sure, see? All right. Well, I'm going to do what I always do in this kind of situation, and James is going to kind of take a wide like open chested like stance and kind of like look up into that sun that is not a sun, and he's just going to breathe in, breathe deep, and I'm going to see if I can hold the scent of a lich, and just see if I can follow it deeper into this limbo and into the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Be that missile.
Awesome. Okay. Is that a particular power?
No, right now I'm using target, but I nope, that's purely physical there. So I'm gonna be doing basically just tracking at this point.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got
Put a hand of fate.
2. We'll see how it goes.
Ooh. All right. So you pull in that breath, and it immediately starts choking you. It just gets so deep into your lungs and sits so heavy. You feel like you've got to cough it back up and get it out of your system.
It's punching here.
I love this smell. It's just like egg salad. Reminds me of home.
Yeah, it's like egg salad's been out in the sun for about 6 years.
That reminds me too.
Yeah, well, wasn't a good upbringing.
So I think, let's see, we're already in desperate. So I'm thinking that is going to act as a slow acting poison effectively. You're going to take level 1 harm, sulfur poisoning.
Is that a thing?
That's fair.
And
It's limbo sulfur poisoning.
yeah, it's a little worse than the regular stuff. And potentially it has the potential of being long lasting, depending on what you might be able to do to get it out.
Yeah.
And it just sort of stops you dead in your tracks, and you kind of look around and again try to orient yourself, but your head just starts spinning.
I'm actually going to spend an essence, and I'm going to, what is that power? I'm going to use my warding, because this is stuff that I do pretty often. So I'm going to go ahead and spend an essence and reduce that.
Yeah. Okay, great. Do you want to describe what that looks like?
Yeah. So the ward that, James goes into hell with, anytime we go into the underworld, we got to take precautions. Like,
yeah.
We do this. This is kind of what we do. So as he takes that breath and it gets down into his lungs, there's this kind of burst of kind of silver energy as like the outlines of his weird kind of barn owl feathers, like flash silver as the like epigrammatic wards like flare into life. It's like, whew, it's powerful out today, let me tell you.
Yeah. And
Nobody breathe deep out there.
Yeah.
All right, you See, I'll try.
Okay. I've been waiting for it. Damn, girl.
I wouldn't give up this show for nothing. I wanted to see what our friends could do. Now, anyway,
well.
it's just don't be a rude guest.
Big Ed said that they wanted help, is all I'm saying. And so here I am trying to help, and you're over here giving me the business.
So I think I'm going to try to commune with spirits here.
Okay.
I want to call on my ally, who is a gateway guardian. Surely Eyes of Smoke is kicking around here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be spending an essence and rolling focus. And there's a lot of stuff going on spiritually. You can feel that she's putting out some kind of a beacon. There's a call going on. But what you really see is her cupping her hands to her mouth and going, Smokey!
Comes Eyes of Smoke.
I think it'd be fun. Can I hear a Fey bargain on this?
Sure. Yeah. I think you're gonna get some other spirits are gonna heed your call, regardless. So regardless of how well old Smokey gets to you, something else is gonna hear your call as well.
So we're gonna do that.
Something on top of Old Smoky is what you're saying?
Nice.
I'm sorry. I
That
really
was
do.
great.
All right, roll me 3d6.
I did not.
Oh.
No. I'll roll you 3. How about that?
Okay.
There. There's 3.
Hey, another crit.
There it is.
All right. Yeah. Do you want to describe what this looks like? What Eyes of Smoke comes up?
I think it's exactly what you imagine with a name like that. He just kind of comes up through a seam in the ground and starts to form, looking like a little bit like Hexus coming out, and then it takes on a vaguely humanoid form. You see the smoke rising out from underneath a cowl, but there's really not a lot else going on there.
Okay. Yeah, and he kind of belches around the smoke, and you see all the sulfur kind of get pushed away from him. You see that there are some bones littering the ground where he came up from, and yeah, he you also get an extra bonus. So, what do you think would be good for your? I think maybe the other spirit that came around. Maybe it's friendly, and it's a native.
A
We make
hell
friends.
A what?
We're friendly. We make friends.
Yeah. Yeah. How about a friendly hellhound?
Oh.
Just
That's a big responsibility.
yeah, leaps up through Eyes of Smoke, kind of like pops out of his mouth, and lands in front of you, and it's just panting there. And as soon as you step toward it, it lurches forward and then rolls over on its side and just belly up like. All right.
Oh, who's a good spawn of Satan? Oh, you're such a good boy.
We're living with her now.
All right. Okay. You have 2 new friends here. And yeah, they're willing to help.
Assuming I need to make another roll, this is looking like a consort because I'm asking Smokey to help us go ahead and get through hell. My friends here are about to catch fire. We can't stay. Do you see her horn?
Well,
Awesome.
cherry call.
Okay.
Light a cigarette off that.
Just
No
feels
smoking. Everything down here is flammable.
But I'm not.
Once you've dried out enough. All
There
right.
it is.
Yeah, I think consort makes sense. That'd be standard effect. Still desperate because the dangers surrounding you.
Okay. Let's see. that I can do here. I never want to give up extra dice if I can help it, but I guess it's a little soon for another fair bargain, ain't it? Okay.
I
Assist.
know Eyes of Smoke as
Assist.
well, and I'm willing to swallow my pride and say, like, I took a lungful, and this place is hell on wheels. Wait, just the regular kind. And you know, I can be there, kind of like nodding along, like, you know us, and we're good for the business and everything, and you just yeah, what she said.
Sounds good. All right.
I'll mark the willpower, and then I'll roll your 3 dice again and see if I can't roll you into the crit. In your own time, keyboard, no problem. We'll wait on you.
Okay, partial success. So
I'll take it.
yeah, I think Eyes is like, this hell, this variant of hell. This is completely new to him. So, but that doesn't at all mean that he's useless down here. It just means he's going to need to do some exploring. So, I think that is going to look like him kind of blasting off and looking around and seeing if he can spot something, and then he'll bring you to it. But I think that also means that we're going to have some minor consequences to that. Let's see. Anybody have any ideas? I think he's going to take a while.
Otherworld omens be useful?
What's that?
Otherworld omens? If I were to use Otherworld omens, would the spirits necessarily be useful, or is that more so when I feel like I'm in impending danger?
Yeah, I think that's for specifically when you're trying to resist something.
Okay.
The omens here that you're reading in the sort of general spirit world here are definitely horrible. You find some knuckle bones in the sort of in this almost sharp sand at your feet, and you're like, these. If I were reading these as knuckle bones, this would be, some of the worst portents I've ever seen. So I'm just gonna assume that they're just here. They don't mean anything.
They're just here to tell you how screwed you are.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. Everybody down here is damned.
All right.
Hollis is filling her pockets with knuckle bones.
Ah.
Sweet, free knuckle bones.
These.
Yeah.
Yarrow holds out her bag of holding. Like, throw some in here with the gnome bits. they can join.
Yeah.
Gnome bits and knuckle bones. Like there's a band playing the Viper
that's
Room
a band.
tonight.
Yeah.
I did write down Smokey the Eyes and the Happy Hellhound. That sounds like a fun little band as well.
Yeah.
That's the opening number.
That's right.
All right. So
Hellbound is
Could I
down.
potentially use
Nice.
mythical transformation to
Oh.
become something large enough to shield everybody and provide some shade?
Okay.
It's still gonna be hot, but then we won't have like blasting sunlight, at least from all directions.
Yeah. What do you want to look like? What do you want
I
to be?
think the best thing, probably for the most amount of shade, would probably be that silver wing. So I have that listed as a tier 3, and I have creature components in order to do that.
Yeah, you do.
But I need been a couple weeks. I need a refresher. So tier 3 means I need to do 3 essence
Yeah,
in
that's
order
all.
to do this, right? Okay.
Yep.
So mythical transformation in general. To zoom in, that's so tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just 1 to 5 essence.
Yep.
I just had to check. It was
Yeah,
really small.
You can describe what that looks like, what a silver wing is, because I think
Okay.
Jesse and James have probably never seen one before.
Okay, so based off Gavin's original description as well as my interpretation of it, it's a long-necked dragon, smooth, silver, obviously silver wing. But I imagine it almost as if it's got like wyvern arms, so like the wings and the arms connected as opposed to something separate on its back. Long brachiosaurus kind of neck, but big nasty mouth of teeth. So Seth is gonna attempt to one of these because also you made a point of mentioning, Gavin, that it's hot and it's dry here, and my casting style means that that's gonna impact me.
Good point. Yeah.
I'm a fishy person, so I'm probably gonna have some difficulty down here doing this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Normally there's not a roll, I don't think, associated with mythical transformation.
Listed for a roll, and I just wasn't sure if we wanted to loop that in some way, because I feel like that's relevant based on how Seth is built.
Yeah. I'll say that for the most part, it actually gets rid of your, your wet, your necessity of being wet.
Moisture.
Yes, your requirement for moisture. When you shapeshift, you're like, okay.
I was thinking of it as me before shifting. I was having issues to do the
for sure
magic. So if that's how it works, then okay.
Yeah. Now the sunlight, or not sunlight, but now the heat is kind of reflecting off of you, and the 6 of you are able to make your way towards the area that Eyes of Smoke has sort of laid out for you. And as you move toward it under the shade of Seth's massive silver wings, you start to see a disc forming on the ground that kind of goes out in all directions. And it's a huge cliff. And as you get closer to that edge, you see that it's effectively a funnel. The first layer that you're on is limbo, and each layer below is a circle itself. But the thing that you're most surprised about is that there's no one here. When you showed up, limbo should be full of souls that are waiting for, to either go deeper into the circles or something, but there's nobody here. There remains around, but all the people that you expected to be here, and same with many of the circles below, there's almost nothing around at all. Very, very unusual. Not at all what you expected. You've been to other hells before, but this hell even though it matches the sort of general description of the 9 circles of hell, it does not appear to be the same place that you expected to be going. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Nightsky Sanctum, Season 2, Episode 13. Nightsky Sanctum goes to hell, and they are in hell. They have just left Limbo and are now looking down into the other 8 circles of hell that extend downward about 400 or so feet. And they have found that, to their extreme surprise, hell is empty, but their quarry is almost definitely here. And that was an interesting sound.
See this here. This is what happens when people aren't reading the classics no more. They forget about old Dante Alighieri and whatnot. And now hell's fully empty. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say hell is other people.
Yeah. This is the opposite of that hell. Hell is nobody else. Actually, but you guys love your coven, and so this should be a great hell. The best part about getting to where you have got is that the updraft from the other circles of hell is actually quite cooling. What's that? The updog, yes. The updog is quite a nice feeling coming up from the other circles of hell, and it's kind of swept away the miasma that was surrounding you before. So we're going to reduce it down to risky now that you're here, because who knows what else awaits you, but at least the poison in the air is gone. So what would you like to do from here? Rappel down into deeper circles of hell, or use some magic to try to divine the particular place that you're trying to get to?
I'm wondering, is there...
Stop the target.
Oh wait, no, my powers wouldn't do that. Nah. I was trying to see if we could maybe turn that ring into a beacon somehow, but like a homing beacon.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a coven ritual that would do that. If we could, I mean, he made it, but it is his brother's, so I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah.
We could do a flashback to have done that.
That could be a flashback. Does anybody have anything sort of in the here and now ideas?
Unless I technically try to artifice it and like turn it into a homing beacon, but I'm afraid I might break it. we know how my magic goes.
Yeah.
Either very well or very bad.
Brought along some clairvoyance with Underworld Affinity, if that would be a strong enough connection.
Oh, I think absolutely.
Oh, y'all got a ring from the DCs like that? That's big. Give me that.
I like our new friends.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Let's see. Clairvoyance. Is that a focus roll?
Is looks like I gather information. Doesn't
Okay, so
have any.
You get to choose however you want to do it then.
Okay. Let's see. Might be a survey, using it to kind of search for somebody.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that makes perfect sense to me.
Let's make it a survey.
All right. And so that's going to be risky standard. Unless you have something you want to do to improve the effect.
Keep risky standard, but I think I'll push myself for an extra die here. What is the cost of pushing yourself? Remind me.
2 willpower.
2 willpower, yeah.
Easy day.
I think I'm going to give you increased effect because you have the ring.
Yes. Risky greater.
Yeah,
Risky
risky
greater.
Boom.
All right. That's a complete success. So what does it look like when you use clairvoyance? What do you do?
That is probably pretty off-putting. she's looking at the ring, and she just kind of like zones out, and it's kind of like you're looking at an empty body, like it's still standing there and just holding the ring, but like lights, they're off. And then she kind of comes back, and she's like, "Oh, we gotta go over here." No, he's waiting for us. It's fine.
Yeah, your mind's eye took you straight down into that pit, and you just basically dive bombed to the innermost circle of hell, and you found what looked like a demon asleep on the job outside of a door, and the door was not warded in any way, and your perception was able to just pass right through that door into the room, and the room is a massive library, and you can see the Lich sitting diligently at one of the tables, reading through a book in his library. And then you snap back to your into your own head, and you know the exact way to get down there.
Well, it doesn't seem like he's having the worst time here.
I don't know who he made a bargain with, but that's a nice, comfortable hell.
Well, it certainly seems better than what his brother was stuck with. At least
Maybe he likes
wolves.
people.
So, what do we got as far as security, though?
There's a demon guard, but
What nobody would know, though, right?
it wasn't the jailer, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, we're good.
All right. I'm feeling better about this already. Okay, Jessie girl. All the way down, you say?
All the way.
All right, so
Y'all
we
gotta
gotta
wait.
figure out how to go down there.
Yep. So yeah, it's about 400 feet down to get to that innermost circle of hell.
All right, well, I can carry one person, and Clokey can take me down. So that's at least two of us I can take.
I can take people down as the Silverwing, probably.
Okay.
Better than my plan.
Where are we going to go skydiving?
Yeah. We look like barn owls. We don't fly like barn owls.
You
I gotta
fall,
way down now.
You fall like brick barn owls.
I got to way down though. I'm gonna liminal jaunt. I'm
Okay.
gonna spend 2 essence, step into the liminal shadow, turn the world about 90 degrees, and then just start walking.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you guys watch James as he just pieces out, and he just what do you think? Like David Bowie in Labyrinth, where he's like walking off the side of things, and you just
that weird smoky outline that comes from being half here and half there is just start walking down.
Yeah, and he's gone, and he's ahead of all the rest of you, heading down. So it looks like
Get a
he's
piggyback ride, but I want to ride on the Silverwing.
I figured as much.
I look at Hollis and I'm like, want to do the usual? I look at, all right, do you want to be on the shoulders and holding the horns, or do we want to grab you under the armpits and hang you down? So your little
I think shoulders might be easier.
yeah, let your little Pete's hang while we go down. Yeah, so I grab Hollis underneath the armpits like this, and I'm just like, let's go, Clokey. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a sentient cloak. Its name is Clokey. It likes to take me places. It's fine. It's like all it does is levitate me around.
Friends are a true present comfort.
All right. Seth, you've been able to carry 2 people relatively easily in the past, so what do you all think about, aside from James, who has his own very nice way down, maybe a group finesse?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm always down for some group fun. I could orchestrate it even,
Oh,
and then we'd all benefit.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
How can we best spiral down into the abyss?
What's the quickest, most efficient way to the depths of hell?
No.
Great line.
Straight.
All right. So yeah, Elise is telepathically connecting up with everybody and synchronizing your movements
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm sorry. This is not my skill set.
It's okay. All right.
Roll me a 0.
Roll you a 0?
No.
I can do that. I'm real good at that.
Ooh, Magda? Wow, this apparently I didn't change your character name from last time. So we've already got a 6.
Yay.
Partial success. Partial success.
I might have been a little bouncy with
Another
cloaking on the way
6.
down.
and a 2. Okay. All right. So, Elise, you get to negate the willpower cost of the entire action, thanks to your psychic powers. All right. And
we got a critical.
yeah, because the 2 6s work together. So I think it was Hollis and Elise that had the 2 6s. So if you
I
two
believe so.
want to work together on how you get down there.
Well,
All to steering.
Yeah, Hollis has to use her feet to push me back off of the wall.
Elise is undoubtedly using her mental abilities to sort of identify where everybody is and attempt to move them in tandem with the cloak and the silver wing and Hollis's wonderful steering abilities so that we can get safely to the bottom.
Grab the horns, twist.
I just imagine little gob feet just kicking away.
All
Work the
right.
rudder.
So the silver wing flies down, and your cloak glides down as James very rapidly descends through hell, through the liminal void. And as you are coming up on that very innermost level, you do finally start to see movement. You see these other things that do look very similar to liches. They're very much skin and bones, but ravenous looking with sharp, jagged teeth. Not like, they don't look like demons or anything. Their teeth are sharp from like having to eat things that don't really provide much sustenance. And they've sort of sharpened on the things they've been eating. You see several of these moving through areas, hiding behind things. So as you guys are descending, they're looking up at you, or looking up toward the sound of Seth as a silver wing flying around, but you are all able to sort of hug the walls on the way down, and so you're not actually spotted. You see them, but they don't see you. So you continue to descend down, and you bypass the level that has the most of them on it. And just as you are coming in to land on that lowest level, you start to feel the air quiver, like almost like a shock wave that sort of blows past all of you. And something huge is coming out of that inner circle. But right now it's still cloaked in the darkness. And you can see that demon that is on the first level. He is massive, about 13 feet tall, 20 plus foot wingspan, red skin, horns, forked tail, the whole 9 yards. But he is literally asleep on the job, standing outside of the door that this lich is most likely still inside. So you all come to rest together on the innermost circle of hell.
We don't wake him up.
No.
All right, y'all. It's your show. How you want to handle this?
Yeah. Sorry,
Is it
yeah,
still really
can you
hot
explain
here?
how it looks at the bottom of the vault?
Oh yeah, the first.
Mm-hmm. The first level. Just so we know what kind of like the area looks like, other
Yeah.
than just the creature.
That would be the 9th. All right. It is incredibly dark. The darkness sort of seeping up, almost like it has its own physicality from that inner part. You can see it sort of has a little. It almost has like a dome. It kind of looks like maybe a black hole or something in the center, and that sort of non-matter seems to be sort of spilling over the edge onto this level of hell.
The reverse black hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
A white hole.
It's jagged. The ground here, they're sort of outward-facing, jagged, rocky spikes. Some of them taller than Seth, in her current form, but almost all taller than all of you. So ample places to hide. And I'm going to say still risky because of the potential for those ravenous beings that are on the levels above you. You are about... it's probably about 100 feet or so around the circle to get to where that demon is. And you all have time to kind of regroup for a few seconds and determine your sort of plan of action.
I'll go quick
Shall
and
we just
quiet.
go knock on the door?
Just
In Cocytus.
run between the demon's legs.
We can either go Warface or we can go quick and quiet. And which one would you all prefer?
Well, I can use my grimoire sense to see if there's a resonance on the door
Good
before
idea.
we get there, to see if it's worth just charging to the door or whether we should sneak around to disenchant it.
Okay. From what Jesse saw, there were no wards or enchantments on the door.
So,
And when you sort of, extend your senses to sort of see the resonance of everything around you, everything feels like it's had the magic just pulled out of it. There's no strong resonance coming off of anything. It's kind of like when you were in the spirit world before, and everything just felt muted. It feels like that.
Does this lich just want to be here? Because it just seems like he just every chance to get out of there, but
Well, perhaps he does.
An introvert.
Even so, we need to get him.
yeah.
Whether he wants to stay or not, he's coming with us.
Oh, we'll figure out him to come.
I'm not used to this kind of jailbreak. Usually they're screaming and carrying on. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
This feels more like a kidnapping.
are we the bad guys here? Like, 'cause you got to tell me.
Probably.
Costs extra.
It's best not to ask those questions around here.
All right. Well,
Morality is a safe construct.
yeah,
It's kind of gray. It's not.
my friend, you're in hell. So, all right. So, once again, I ask our friends here, do we want to do this quick and quiet?
I don't want to fight no demon.
No, I wasn't going to fight him. I was just going to put the war face on real quick. Figure, Black Maw already hates us. Maybe I could borrow his face a bit.
That's a good idea. He's terrifying.
Why,
That does sound like
first.
fun.
I mean, we can try quick and quiet first, and when everything goes, as it will, ass up, I can
I
keep
don't
something in the
generally
back.
do quiet, so it's good to have a backup plan, rather.
Yeah. All right.
If
Well-
everyone wants to dismount Seth can kind of lumber themselves up in like a poised position in case it does go tits up.
Back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna ride me a silver wing into battle.
Okay, so which parts of the group are hanging back and which parts are trying to quick and quiet?
I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use Helm of Darkness in Hell?
Yes. I do think that being that it's a demon you're trying to get around, though, they might be able to see into that area. But so I'd say reduced effect, but otherwise, it's definitely something you could attempt.
I was thinking maybe I could just go into Helm of Darkness, go through the door, pop out on the other side, and talk to the Lich before to get him, ready to go when the door opens.
Yeah, you can't pass through the door while it's closed, but if other people provided you a distraction, you might be able to sneak in.
Well, since there's no like wards or anything on it, can I just use my arcane supremacy and just pop it open a little bit? And just I'm gonna pop it open and the Hollis could
Yeah, so okay. So yeah, trying to open the door without alerting the guard.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see if the alarms go off.
Yeah. Let's see, and I think that's only one essence since there's no wards, and it's basically just a regular door now.
Right.
But if it's a regular door, wouldn't you just use your telekinesis?
You could do that as well.
That I think both are kind of like the same. I think it's gonna end up
benefit to the non-telekinesis ability is that you're able to continue to hold it open regardless of the force that tries to close it.
Okay. Yeah, just in case there's some like hidden thing I don't know about. But I think that's just a focus roll then.
Okay.
So, and I will spend 2 willpower just to get an extra dice because we're a little bit risky.
Okay. It's.
And
I think it's. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's standard effect.
Okay.
But also risky.
And so that'll be 3. Oh, partial success.
Partial success. All right.
That's usually the best Yarrow can hope for.
When it comes to her magic, yeah. At least you didn't
backfire and knock out half the team.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a word of power. Those tend to go really poorly for Yarrow. All right.
did bring earplugs, okay?
Did you distribute them?
No.
Oh, we will. You all will be stuffing your ears probably plenty soon.
I'll look forward to that.
Look forward to
When
the
I whisper, it
flashbacks.
doesn't work.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That door, I'm going to say not so quietly. The door is stone and it kind of grinds against the stone floor. And the guard kind of snaps to attention. But since there's nobody out there, he just kind of is, looking around, and he kind of peeks in the door and he's like, a check? Did you need something? And he seems, he immediately strikes you as, like, this is not a jailer. This is like...
Room service.
Yeah.
You need something. This ain't hell. Lie to me.
I didn't bring my logo and hat, so
Yeah, and Achak looks up from his book and says, "No, that wasn't me." And it is at this time the sort of inky blackness starts to spill over even more than it had before, as you can start to see a grayish blue blob lifting up out of the center of hell. And it comes up about 10 or 15 feet, and then you see something sharp come up out of the inky blackness as well. It looks like a huge sash, except after a couple feet of it have come out of the darkness, you can see an eye open on the sash. And then more of the sash kind of spins out, and a second sash spins out. They both come around this circular creature, and their eyes are opening and closing all along the sash as it starts to rise out. Now, everybody that doesn't have Elder Touched Soul, is going to need to make a resolve resist to avoid being frightened and
Oh no.
running.
Oh no.
away.
Your always resolve is so horrible.
So I think both Jesse, James, and Elise, at the very least, are Elder Touch souls.
Indeed so.
All right.
I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm looking forward to figuring it out.
Just means I'm an old lady.
Hello.
I failed so bad. Yarrow has the worst freaking resolve.
Okay.
Eyes and teeth, gubbins.
Yeah, so, okay. Elder Touch Soul is an ability that means that you've seen shit. And you are not as phased by it. It's kind of the equivalent of in a game like Call of Cthulhu, as when you see something that is maddening, your response is possibly curiosity or any number of other things, whatever your personality dictates. But when people who don't have Elder Touch Soul see it, they get the instant madness and the desire to flee. Two of you rolled a fail. It's going to cost both.
Rest in peace.
Is going to cost both Yarrow and Seth 3 willpower to
we just go bad together.
resist. Yeah. However, Hollis got a 6. So, Hollis, that's not going to cost you anything
Nice.
to resist. I don't. Do you want to describe why that is? Is there something about it that's does not terrify you the way it should?
Probably just hoping it'll kill
Maybe
her.
just because we're in hell and I am super. And she also has that trauma of being obsessed with dying, and this thing could possibly kill her. So
Yeah.
maybe she's not super spooked about it.
Just too happy to die.
Yeah. So as it continues to rise up, you see tentacles flailing around. It basically looks like the god of jellyfish, except for the sashes of eyes that are floating around it. Sort of a biblically accurate seraphim jellyfish.
Like they're a big "be not afraid" sound resounding out from the
Yeah.
side.
Seth's not actually terrified. Seth's just in awe.
That's new. We didn't see that last time we were down here.
I don't think they're supposed to be down here.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of eyeballs.
I get how, I don't get the why.
I've never seen a throne outside of heaven.
So
Seems a little weird, a little wrought.
the tentacles immediately jut out toward you, but they go up several levels and they grab those ravenous beings and suck them into the darkness, and you hear they're just swallowed up by this creature.
Hey, note to self: do not get grabbed by creature. Okay.
All right. Now, I flunked math, but I think I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I think we're looking at why hell's so empty right about now.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's hungry. And I don't think my war face is necessarily going to be impressing that one.
Now, does this thing have ears?
Not that you're able to see at this point yet, but it's only about 15 feet out of the darkness.
How's the demon doing with this? Like,
Yeah.
the
demon-
non-jailer.
Yeah, the non-jailer has gone inside of the room with the lich, and was trying for a few moments in vain to shut the door, but that's not working for him.
For some reason.
We better pile in there.
Yeah, this is action time, I feel.
Yeah, let's make a run for that door.
Yeah, again, I'm gonna do my classic, let's alacrity the fuck out of here, and we're gonna grab Hollis, and we are gonna spend, I know Hollis is just easiest for me to grab, she's just my grab and run buddy, so I basically always just grab her and run. Let's go! Grab an arm, she's just flailing behind me as I'm running.
I think for Yarrow, usually 1 essence would get you in through that door, but if you're going to be grabbing Hollis, it'll probably cost you a 2nd point of essence.
I'll do that 2nd point very gladly.
I appreciate that.
I have so much essence to give. It's fine.
All right, anybody else?
Yes, I'm going to do just the same. Well, I'm not going to grab Hollis, but I did get alacrity, so I'm going to take a puff of my smoke and then exhale and basically disappear into a puff of smoke.
Nice.
Needed something to leave the outline in.
Like a
I'm
cartoon.
just sneaky. I'm a sneak.
You a sneak?
I'm a sneak.
I'm a sneak with you.
Okay.
Mini group action?
Yeah, we can bring a group action. Seth, how you feeling? You wanna get in on this?
Turn into a snake.
You want to shapeshift into something else to make it a little easier?
Yeah, Jesse and James are snakes. It's like snake party.
I think they're sneaks.
Yeah, we're snakes. You can be a snake. You can be a sneaky snake.
A sneaky snake.
Sneaky snake.
Slippery snake. I'm a snark.
In relation to the door, where is everyone? I know we're all trying to get there, but are we like on the opposite side?
Yeah, so right now it's just Jesse, James, Jesse, James, and you are the only 3 left. Everybody else has apparated, disappeared and reappeared inside of the doorway alongside the demon.
I'd carry you, but I'm about as much skin and bone as all those things that this thing's eating.
Well, I'll just be a sneaky snack at this point.
All right.
If anyone else is stuck outside, I was going to try to think of something.
All right. So what form do you... snakes don't tend to move all that fast, but they are pretty sneaky, so...
No, but I'm going to grab onto one of them. If they're not snakes and they're just sneaking, I'm just going to be a small snake, and I'm going to grab around one of their legs and just like, carry me!
You can be a hat band real quick. It'd be great.
Okay. I think, yeah, for... yeah, you could...
I'm thinking too, because then they can like kick me at some point if they want to, and just launch me.
Yeah, I think you could roll along with them. So what's the... what action do you want to use?
Oh, we're prowling.
Prowl?
Oh, yeah. We're prowling.
Okay. And who's leading?
I'll lead.
Okay.
All right. So I'll roll first, and then I'll get you as well.
Yeah. It's going to be 2 for me.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 for me until I push. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to spend an essence, and I'm going to make this controlled, if you don't mind.
Okay. Using...
Alacrity.
Oh, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, you're moving so fast that nothing has a chance to really react to you.
Play. All right. Bang 3 for me. Once the computer wakes up, there we go.
Hey, nice. That's a 6.
Any special sauce for you?
Do you want me to push?
No, you don't need
I
to
can push.
Little sister, you got it all taken care of. Don't worry about it.
Hey, another 6.
Yeah. All right.
Look at that. Earning our pay today.
And another 6.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
6 in hell, baby.
Okay.
Astoundingly on brand.
Yeah. I think this you're able to use those ravenous creatures from above. You sort of lure some of them over to the edge, and then you go to move, and they start to jump down toward you, and the thing just reaches out with the tentacles and grabs them out of the midair, never knowing that you were even there.
Yep.
And
Never been thanked for Earthlings before, but let me tell you.
By the time you get over to the doorway, the eyes of this great beast seem to be focused on the opposite side from where you're at, and you are all successfully inside of the doorway, along with the demon and the lich, who all look very surprised at your arrival.
Yarrow just looks over everybody. Hi!
Where the thing out there? Like, no, maybe.
Say it again.
Y'all aware of that thing that's out there? She's just striking conversation.
Like you might with the weather.
Yeah.
Like it's been crazy and raining recently. There's a many-eyed tentacle monster out there just snacking on folk.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah, so the the demon looks over at you all and is flabbergasted. Apparently, they don't expect visitors. He identifies himself as Baal Zafan, and he basically is like, we don't have much down here, but can I make you a drink?
What is it, the nicest reception we've ever gotten in hell?
Elise appears out of the smoke behind him the moment that alcohol gets mentioned.
Stand out, just ready.
Dry martini. Very, very dry. If I can so much as taste the vermouth, I'm going to be very disappointed.
He kind of
Stand up and salute Italy.
He wraps a towel around his arm.
Just call that a gin.
Yeah, he wraps a towel around his arm and walks over and starts making drinks for everyone. And the Lich stands and he looks over at you and he says, I'm a Chak. It's nice to meet you all. What are you doing here? And how did you manage to get past Lucifer out there?
Lucifer. Oh.
Missed him.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Himself.
Mm-hmm.
I was something prettier. Oh well.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
It's pretty in a sense.
He
tell you what.
Pretty
Underneath the
warm.
nose, the Christian devil himself. Can I get one?
Yeah, he took his role as the Morning Star pretty seriously, apparently, and became basically the anti-Helios of this world. So
Everybody needs a hobby.
yeah, they stopped sending us any souls, and eventually
You're misappropriating.
and eventually he wasn't able to feed, and this is what he's kind of the direction his body decided to take itself. He was already a bit unusual to begin with, so
So now you're just a fancy bartender.
oh well, you know, we've been
Balls
here.
of fun.
Yeah, time is more or less meaningless here, and so we've had a good bit of time to get to know one another, and you know, with this area being, you know, free of new bodies, new souls to torture, you know, we've kind of settled into a routine. We're basically an old married couple at this point.
Oh, charming.
Nah, I feel bad.
We gotta bring you back too.
Be cool
Yeah, show
not
him
to.
the ring. Show him his brother's ring, and we've come to rescue you.
We're here from your brother, Chuck.
No, this is Chuck.
Right. It's Chuck, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so, he is, you know, not sure if it's, worth going back at this point. It might take a bit of convincing.
I
He's
understand that.
got everything he wants here, and he, isn't being tortured by the other witches, who apparently...
But don't you want to see them tortured?
Mm.
Hey, don't you want to see your brother?
Family reunion.
Yeah. I don't think Baal can leave here, sadly. So, what's your plan if we were to escape this exile? What's the well, one, how much time has passed? You all don't look very much like the people who exiled me.
A real long time.
Very.
Very long time.
Just a few hundred years.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, things might be a little different when you get out of here.
Cats is still running.
Well, Panaha, his brother, does seem to be handling the transition 400 plus years into the future relatively well.
Well, I'm sure they expected it at some point. When you make yourself immortal, you do tend to anticipate being around 400 years later.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I telepathically communicate to everybody, if this guy doesn't come with us, you're all going to have to shove the earplugs in your ears.
I don't have the mind linky thing because I didn't want to play with the statue, so I'm just over there eating olives. Like, oh hell, that's pretty good olives, y'all.
Oh no!
I'm on the Wi-Fi, so I'm like, look, this is not. I'm on the acquisition side of this particular thing, and if you don't want to be acquired, well, I've never run up against that before, so.
Yeah, I mean,
We
Go ahead.
require you to set things right. Around the time where you and your brothers were cast into the depths of these other dimensions to suffer for your crime, they, being the Order and the witches that betrayed you, well, they set themselves in ultimate power and they haven't come out since, but you and your brothers, if you were to all come back, well, we could set things right. We could get rid of them all.
That's a good plan. I like it. I didn't know we were part of that.
I think we is, sis.
I'm kind of helping.
All right. Yeah, I think that's enough information to possibly make a roll.
Yes, although I'm not certain what role to do. I suppose it sounds more like a sway, which isn't my strong suit, but I could throw a little bit of willpower behind it.
Okay.
Just to make sure that it's not a complete disaster. Of course, it might still be,
Yeah.
because I'm not very nice.
Oh, buddy.
Whoa! I thought that was a crit for a second there. Oh, you're Chet.
Chet.
Yeah. So I knew I was gonna forget something. That's these are our characters from our werewolf game. I did not update the dice.
I
pod.
didn't even get to play Chet
No,
because
you
I was
didn't.
sick.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, he has some books that he needs to bring with him. He has been compiling prophecies. These are things that he had picked up over sort of the last 100 years or so before he was exiled. And he's been working on these prophecies ever since. And so he has a nice book full that he needs to bring with him. So it's going to take him some time to gather them up. And during that time, the beast outside, Lucifer, seems to have run out of things to eat. So the door, which is being magically held open, his tentacles are sort of feeling their way in through the door. So
We're gonna need to shake it now, dumbass. Come on.
Can I just end the arcane supremacy and we can just like shove the door closed on the tentacles? For now?
You could sort of reverse it if you want to spend the essence and see if you can close it and what that'll do to those tentacles.
Let's try.
All right.
And let's see. Which I already have. What is that? Focus? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we did it!
Yeah! All right. So you get like 3 of these sort of small feeler tentacles and 1 quite large tentacle that are all just chopped by this big stone door closing.
Well, I immediately grab them and throw them in my bag. Just can't help it anymore. I see a material and I've got to gather it now.
And you hear a roar come from outside as Lucifer sounds pissed off.
So y'all, I think I angered the thing outside.
The literal Christian devil. You made the literal Christian devil mad at us.
Yeah. He knows we're here now.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
I
Do we
aim
have to go back up to open our portal again, or can we open it in here?
Oh.
I'll start looking to see if there's a crossroads, shall I?
Interesting.
That's my grimoire sense.
Yeah.
I can conduct a short ritual. Where is the nearest crossroads? How powerful and with what realm do we border?
Sure.
Probably ain't nowhere good, but, you know.
Better than here.
That'll get it.
There's not many places that are going to be worse than having to deal with the devil himself.
Deal with the devil. Nice.
You gotta let me tell you where we're going before you start hexing like that.
All right. Let's see. Normally there's no roll for grimoire senses, so you find a book that it's just a bunch of drawings, but it looks like the drawings themselves act as crossroads to other dimensions, and you kind of have your pick of the litter there. Some of them go into astral space, some of them spill out. None of them seem to go back to physical reality, though.
Why would that be, right? All right, y'all. Looks like we got our pick the litter because, you know, as you usually find, the answer was in a book all along.
Knowledge is power, Francis Bacon.
Use it wisely or hit some fool in the head with it. Me. So
The more you know, Star Wipe.
there you go. I like that. Take a look. It's in a book, A Reading Rainbow. So where y'all want to go? Like literally anywhere else? Because we can just turn to a random page, leave it up to Sweet Lady Fate.
See, what's a realm we've gotten out of pretty easily before?
The shadow realm we did, and we've gotten out of the astral, but I wouldn't say that we've gotten out of the astral unscathed.
Well, I have.
The shadow sounds the smartest.
I know the liminal shadow. Yeah, we can make our way out of that, no problem. What do I need to do to ready the crossroads here?
So this is definitely well outside of the realm of grimoire magic, and probably in the realm of wild magic. Especially if it's going to get the entire group out at once. So you get to basically decide how you want to use it, and we'll ask the 3 wild magic questions, and then you can make the roll.
Fair enough.
So
walk me through it.
What do you want to do with it?
Right now, I want to make a way into the liminal shadow with the entirety of the coven.
Okay.
And our object of our search here.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So that sounds perfect. So we start with 0 dice. We add 1 die if the effect is appropriate for your grimoire. It is
I'm a hedge.
Absolutely appropriate to your grimoire. Perfect. Yeah. Add 1 additional die if it's appropriate, if you can make it appropriate to your heritage in some way. You are an
Hydra.
owl-based Hydra. So if you can find some way to work that into your magic.
Now, in the South, the barn owl is a shepherd of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We know our ways to and from the underworld. We are searchers after lost things. We penetrate the veil between here and there.
I see Morningstar over there thinking about penetration. Well
You
done.
called me, darling.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. That's your heritage. So that's 2. And then the third potential die is the effect appropriate to your aspect, which is your tarot card.
The lovers, bonds. I've got a bunch of friends that I'm not going to let down here.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, you've got your twin here. I mean, there's no greater bond than that. Awesome.
Just ask. Thirsty and Jamie.
That's 3?
Yeah, that's 3. So you can do ! 3W.
Bang, 3W. Let's see how she goes.
Oh no.
It's not good, huh?
That is not. That is a
I don't
wild
think he wants
magic
us to leave.
complication.
Bring it on.
Let's see.
All right, but what if or do they have to take the complication before I use Chaos Magician?
No, you can pull the effect toward yourself. So let's see. Let me grab Chaos Magician real quick. Reshape the magical energy of wild magic cast nearby in an attempt to enhance the effect level. You are also subject to any complications as if you were a caster as well. So, do you want to know the wild magic complication first? Or
No.
Okay.
That would spoil the
Never
fun.
tell me the odds.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, that increases the effect level, and that costs you 3 essence, and you make a focus roll.
All right. Let's hope it's a good focus roll.
Yes.
And I'm going to throw some willpower behind this as well.
Okay.
Because that would be.
Uh-oh.
I
I'm going to try this time.
I have a 3 in focus, but might as well go for 4 if I can. This is a very risky procedure
It
after
is.
all. I could suffer horribly. So let's hope I don't.
Oh my god. Okay, that is a partial success. I'm just going to move those dice so they're not in your camera. All right. That increases the effect level up to a
Partial
success for the wild magic. So let's start with what this looked like when James cast this immense effect. So this is encompassing everybody in the room except the demon. So what does that look like when James does this?
So James, again, just, almost like a silver sheen over the feathers of his body here, as a bunch of wards flare into existence, into a belt, into magical components that he carries in a belt pouch, some powdered ash and silver to make a warding circle, and then, kind of like he did with the walking into the liminal shadow the first time when he walked down the mountain face.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to kind of smoke,
Mm-hmm.
and then that smoke becomes almost like an archway.
Okay. Yeah, this blast of magic energy comes out of you, and it works its way, it just keeps expanding and expanding, and it blows the stone door off its hinges.
So that's good.
And the tentacles start snaking their way back into the room, and the magic continues to expand and to the point where it looks like it's just gonna get so far away from you it disperses. And that's when Elise steps in, and what does that look like with chaos magic?
Well, thankfully, James works for smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Elise does as well. So, as she senses that things are not going well, she realizes that it is her chance to step up. She takes a deep breath and pulls the smoke from that arch into herself. And it seems to do quite a little bit of a number on her, but then she expels it again, and it seems much more stable than it was before.
Okay. All right, yeah. So the bubble that was sort of flowing and getting like pulled side to side through these like liminal winds that were grabbing a hold of it. You watch as it kind of stabilizes, but when it does, it has the demon, and it's reached outside of the borders of the wall as well. And then the magic collapses to a single point, and all of you are transported to the liminal shadow. You see the Lich dive for his book of prophecies, and you're not 100% sure whether he got it or not. But then you notice that Baal has also got pulled into the liminal shadow, and a huge chunk of Lucifer has also been pulled into the liminal shadow. However, it's kind of tilted back onto its side, and the tentacles are kind of flailing around. It basically looks like somebody took a big bite out of the side of him and just ripped him into another world. However, it's...
Good save there, at least.
Oops.
Seth, you want to see if you can take a chunk and become the devil himself?
I'm good.
I can be Jesus and the devil.
I'm good. Super good.
This...
Yaro's already got bit, so I think we're good. I'll just do one of those later. Make a sweet deal with Yaro.
Oh, no deal needed. You're always like, I've got a little one for you. It's fine. I made sure to grab 3 little pieces.
So, James, it looks like the liminal shadow as you expected, except there are subtle things that are telling you that this is probably the liminal nightmare rather than the liminal shadow. So this is where the liminal world meets the underworld, and things here are not hunky-dory. The one thing...
Yo, this ain't right. This wrong. This is not where we were supposed to end up.
Do the book again.
I'm not doing the damn book again. Did you see what
I
happened
don't
last-
want to be here.
You took a bite out of the little Christian devil.
Works out in our favor right now.
Does
You're gonna
it?
be slower.
There's going to be a power vacuum. It's going to be politics. It's going to be awful. All right, look. We can get out of here. That ain't no problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to be quick, and we're going to have to be quiet, and we're going to have to do it now.
Yeah. Okay. Baal wraps his wings around the Lich and sort of cradles him in, and he looks to the 6 of you, and he's just like, I'm going wherever you're going, you just point the way. And he kind of steps back from the chunk of Lucifer that has followed you in.
It's like a beautiful Boris Vallejo painting.
I like this one. I like this one a lot more than the little Christian devil. All right. Which way's home?
Yeah, that might be. This is sort of another realm. Most of you haven't been to the liminal world before, except James. So let me describe things. This is very similar to the world that you just left. You still feel like you're in the 9th circle of hell, but everything is strangely static. None of the living or undead or whatever they were creatures are roaming around here, but you feel like you're being watched from sort of every corner of everything you pass by. James has some decent power here as far as he can manipulate the the world itself, sort of the physical laws of the world. But you still might need to know exactly where you need to go to find the portal where you left it.
Yep.
I would say Hollis probably, since you were the one that tuned it, and Seth, the two of you probably have the best chance of finding it.
Isn't this where Helm of Darkness goes?
Yeah, it is.
So Hollis knows how to get around in here.
Yeah, you've only used it that one time, though. So
It's been a couple of times. So then the idea would be just to go back to where we left the portal and pop back into hell and get out.
Yeah.
So we just need to go back up the pipe.
Yeah.
That's
There
not too hard.
Should be the resonance of the portal that leads y'all home there. Like I can get us back to Gatlinburg, but I can't get you back to New York.
Anywhere but Florida. I'll never go back.
Never again. We don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Understandable.
The worrisome aspect is that you're going to have to get around this still flailing quarter of a elder god.
Oh, that thing's still kicking, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just die.
He didn't just die.
It's been easy.
How big is it?
It's probably like an eighth of the whole thing. It's about 60 feet wide, and there's still about 30 or so tentacles.
Well, I know how to deal with an eighth. Hollis, darling, set it on fire.
Yeah, I was thinking I would either set it on fire or freeze it in place.
Fire, 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 arson, arson.
Okay.
It seems like the bits that got sort of chopped away from the greater part of the body are sort of healing and re-solidifying as you're working on this.
Okay, I guess then I will do a summon Tartarus and see if I can get enough fire to distract it while we get around it.
Okay. How much fire?
I don't think I'm going to be able to burn the devil with hellfire, so, I mean... but it might hurt. It's jellyfish right now.
Getting at the inside bits that are not meant to be exposed to the outside might be more effective.
Okay. How many essence do you want to use for that?
I'm going to go with 4 essence.
Okay.
Make a lot of fire.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's kind of maxing it out. So
yeah, it's the devil.
And that's mostly being channeled into scale, making the most fire you can.
Yeah, the biggest, hottest fire.
The biggest, hottest fire.
Mm.
All right. That's going to be...
I'm also a focus roll.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to say because he's in an 8th chunk, your scale matches his.
Okay, good.
So that's going to be risky standard.
Okay, I'm going to spend willpower to get an extra die.
Okay. All right. That is a complete success.
Oh,
and
yeah.
very close to a crit.
Yeah.
Almost.
So what does that look like?
Okay. Hollis as normal. Hands together, squat down in the ground. Fingers on the ground, and shoots the fire along the ground towards the floppy parts. And a giant very hot fire erupts all around him and all under him, and hopefully will keep him distracted long enough for us to get around.
Yeah. Yeah, it burns up, and he kind of falls, he kind of rolls onto the fire, his tentacles he's using them as like support, as he's trying to like lift himself off the ground, to get away from it, and that gives you all a chance to move.
Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Are we talking about going back to the place where the other 7/8 of that thing live?
No, we're going up the funnel and toward their portal and then out of here.
Okay, so we're not going back.
I hope not. We're not going back, is we?
I don't think anybody wants to go back.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing there for us. Hell's
Well,
empty.
the Lich might.
Oh.
Did you get your book?
We gotta see the Lich God's book.
The demon seems to be able to fly just fine, so he'll kind of follow any directions you all take to get out of here.
Okay. Up and out.
Yeah.
Up and out
Nice
how?
plan.
James, do you want to turn the world on its side, or?
Can I do that for everybody here?
Yeah, I think so. Since we're in,
Hell yeah.
yeah. Since they're all normally they wouldn't be able to go here, but wild magic means that things are a little bit different than usual.
Things get screwy. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Those of y'all with hats, hold on to them, and I'm just gonna turn the world.
Yarrow holds her horn tips on.
2 essence for my liminal jaunt to turn the world 90 degrees so we can march on up and out of here.
All right. Yeah, you guys find that you move up about 20 or move out about 20 feet, and then you've got a drop down of about 20 feet, and you just keep doing that, working your way out. And you can hear Lucifer using its tentacles to like drag itself toward you.
Just gravity for it. Like one of those little, steel ball mazes. Like,
Yeah.
look what I can do.
You want to try a focus roll, see if you can get it to go back in the hole?
Great at it, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Sure. Awesome. Let's say risky standard.
Witch doing a spell. Sister Sweet, you got an assist for me somehow?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Be his
with
eyes.
Sis's help. With Sis, I'm gonna try something stupid. Okay, I'll look out for you.
Nice.
Oh, come on. There we go. All right, rolling 2.
Hey, that's a partial success.
Take it.
It spins the around the hole, sort of wobbling around, using its tentacles to keep itself from falling into the hole.
I was never good at this game.
No, more to the right. More rider.
More rider, my rider, you're right.
And
Hang on.
and everybody else is all tumbling around because gravity's changing for them too. But everybody finds stuff to hold on to, except James, because he's having to control everything. And so Jesse and James go tumbling like down, back down a level, and you both take level 2 harm.
It was fun till it wasn't.
Oh, can I do something about that? Because I'm still a snake on them, and I have enigmatic form. So could I shift into a slightly larger snake and grab onto something to prevent?
Yeah, like bite onto something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Since you're
I'll pop the essence
attached.
for it.
All right. I'll say that reduces the damage to level 1 harm.
Buffed.
Badly bruised.
All right.
Lightly snake squished.
Yeah. And Seth is figure-8'd around the two of you, your legs, and has bitten onto a piece of liminal matter that is starting to give way, and then when you right gravity, Seth pulls you up onto the nearest piece of land.
All right.
Maybe we don't do that again.
Sorry.
But you watch.
Good catch, though.
You watch as that chunk of Lucifer finally stops riding the rim and falls into the hole and vanishes out of view. And
Yeah,
then,
with you too, buddy.
and then you are all able to shortly thereafter make it back to where you expect the portal to be. And you pop out of the liminal nightmare into the underworld again, and it's just a matter of Seth activating that portal to get you all back home. What do you want to use for that?
You mean like what action?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably just focus.
Okay.
It makes the most sense for the portal. I would say spring because we're trying to like scramble and
Get
this
out of
stuff.
there.
Yeah, but I think focus probably makes more sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'd have to like invest time and energy into getting it up. I'll do that. I'll do the focus, and I'll pop 2 willpower. I have 3 focus
Wow.
anyway, but I just don't want us to get stuck down here.
Risky standard.
Okay.
Oh, barely a partial success. All right. So, as you are all making your way back through the portal, you notice that Baal and the Lich seem to be having some trouble making it in through the portal. The demon is much too large and seems to be sort of almost like magnetically repulsed by the portal to the real world.
I think he just needs a little shove.
Yeah?
You gonna shove balls of fun through that particular hole in space and time?
Yeah. Man. You are no fun. Come all the way down here and just stick in the mud.
You remember that time where we were supposed to get a check, right? It's a check.
Yeah.
Okay. We were supposed to get a check, and now we're bringing balls of fun as well.
You are man.
Mario.
Belong together.
You understand how it's a 13-foot...
We
Never
ain't
mind, that's
leaving
fine.
if we
It's
can't get
fine.
him with us. I'm
Fine.
gonna sit right here. I'm gonna sit right here.
Y'all.
Well, I could help maybe try to grab him with telekinesis to drag him with us.
Yeah.
You are aiding and abetting,
I
is what you are.
believe in friendship and love.
It seems to be more than just a physical problem. You both try from the other side, pushing and pulling and using magic, and nothing really seems to work. But possibly some wild magic might work. You are far enough from where you last cast wild magic that the magic field here should be stronger.
I'll do it.
Yeah? What idea?
Let's see. Since the underworld is a place that I like, that she's attuned to, he could find him a way out.
Oh,
We could find him a body.
I realized I have in my magical items that sigil removal tape that Yarrow has. So if we put a sigil on that and stick it to his forehead, can we like do something to, I don't know, help him get through?
Nullify his essence or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
what
don't we just
about-
find some poor innocent schmuck and bring them to our island and perform a ritual and possess them with the demon?
I think possession does seem like the kind of thing that would work. It is kind of when demons come to the physical world, that is kind of one of the ways they do it most commonly.
You know what? The portals in our basement, also with our prison, our hold. Do we have anyone not super important behind bars right now that we?
I think.
we can body share?
I feel like your prison is currently empty. I think the exiled, the faction, the exiled, or somebody came and took your last prisoner. I can't remember her name.
The children do we not like?
Yeah, which one of the children do we like the least?
So
What
yeah,
if we
Since they'll
send
be
him
around for a
to
while.
another like pocket dimension that we've already been, like to Puck's House of the Ram, sideways, not quite reality place.
you mean trying to like
sidestep.
redirect your portal from the inside?
Sounds
Maybe.
risky.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
You do have, let's see, as far as bodies go, you have all of you, and you have a Chuck, and you have the demon.
I love possession. I'll just take him with me.
So
A demon.
You're gonna let yourself be possessed by balls of
It
fire?
is very on character for
It is. And then I'll hork him up into somebody else when we get back.
That's reasonable.
He does seem like a pretty nice guy for a demon.
Very nice demon.
And if
Okay.
Hollis gets possessed, then we'll have a bartender.
Okay,
The kids don't make very good martinis.
I'm trying to think if that even requires a
That's not
roll.
wild magic. That's just me opening my mouth.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know if that requires a roll, let alone wild magic. That is
Is
kind of
Hollis' paralytic teeth going to be an issue now?
that is kind of the default thing that demons can do is to possess.
And Hollis enjoys being possessed.
Yeah.
Win-win.
It wouldn't be the
Um,
first time.
Cousin Ed didn't say nothing about this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
A list of people I'd love to have possessed.
Didn't say a damn word about any of this.
Yeah.
In fairness, when we met Ed, we were much more sane.
Yeah, that's true.
He did give me that impression, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
he-
I was afraid we were going to be the weird ones here.
Yeah, they Nightsky Sanctum has gotten a lot more strange since they met Big Ed. That's for sure. Okay, I do think it is going to require a roll because Balzaphon is pretty much a
higher
god
level.
in his own
Yeah.
right.
Oh, this is
um,
going to be so good.
So you
Magic.
can choose what you want to roll for that. This is basically to contain his essence in a way that allows him to pass through the portal and prevents you from being completely sort of erased in the process.
So don't fail it, because otherwise Hollis ceases to exist.
That'd be real sad.
And
Cool.
Balzaphon gets a really
Sure.
fantastic new body.
Mhm.
You get to still play the character, you just have a completely different personality.
I guess either a focus roll or like a resolve roll.
Uh-huh.
Just resolve it over in general.
Gotcha. Okay, like
a resolve
like a
resist,
resist?
kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe this will tell us sort of how long you have before you have
Before
to get
he
him
has
out
to,
of
yeah.
your system. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that as a resolve resist.
Okay.
How good are you on willpower right now?
A little more than half.
Okay, so no chance of you traumaing out from this.
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so I do that exclamation resolve R.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a complete success.
Ooh.
You spend no
Yay.
willpower. So I think that means that you have a couple of days. We'll call
Okay.
it one complete downtime.
7 days.
Yeah. Before the power in his spirit consumes you completely. All right.
Sweet.
Hollis is literally the smallest of us, but has the most power.
Hollis contains multitudes, actually. She is currently permanently
There's
possessed.
2 other people in there.
Yeah, there are multiple people in there already, so...
Next time I hop into a mind, it's going to be an absolute party.
Yeah. I think this is tied with the most concurrent possessions Hollis has had.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. All right. All right, that was a success. So you are all able to pass back through the barrier and collapse in a pile in the basement of your covenstead and let the portal close behind you in the hopes that gigantic jellyfish Lucifer doesn't ever follow you back here.
Drop the wards and shake it off.
Well, since I got a piece of Lucifer, we might be able to use that to make a ward.
Yeah, you did stuff some of him in your bag. All right. Who wants to do Drawing Down the Moon?
Our new friends.
One of our new
Yes.
friends? Yeah, let's have Navi do it.
Navi?
You haven't had much of a chance. So Drawing Down the Moon is the ritual that the Coven casts at the end of every undertaking. It neutralizes the wild magic that's been cast and kind of brings you all back to reality and helps restore some of your essence and willpower as well.
Okay. So what am I doing here?
Yeah, so it's a ritual. You get to decide how you like to do it. Usually it has something to do with the moon, so sometimes people do it outside. They have a graveyard on the island. They have a rocky beach. It's currently nighttime, so however...
Show them how we do it south.
Yeah.
Oh man! So I think what we're gonna see here is we're gonna get treated to a scene of finally going to hang out with that statue and just breaking out the moonshine. And she's getting totally just plastered with this, having loud conversations with this statue about the exploits of the day. And that's kind of how it goes. And every once in a while they reference the moon, and like it's just this very weird, intimate, and very drunk conversation that she's having.
Nice.
It turns out it's not the statue of Jack. It's just a random statue.
Yeah.
She just picked one.
It's like near Jack, but she keeps calling it Jack.
Awesome. All right. And so you can do !3 DDTM, Drawing Down the Moon.
Exclamation point 3 D.
TN?
Yep.
Drawing
Down the moon. There you go.
Yep. There we go.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's a lot of lines.
Hey, a 5. All right.
All right.
Telling you, moonshine and resonator guitar. This is how we draw down the moon.
All right. That restores 4 essence and 2 willpower to each member.
Marvelous. I'm almost fully healed up again.
Wow.
How much willpower? I'm sorry.
2.
2. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, Hollis, what kind of changes are you feeling in your personality?
Well, she's really infatuated with the Lich.
Yeah.
Very confused that he can't wrap his arms all the way around the Lich anymore.
Just grab a leg.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hip height, that's very disorienting for someone who was very large.
Yeah. What kind of wrap up do you think Jesse and James would have with the Coven? What do you how do you think they would they want to stick around them or hang around them, or
we got our own work we got to get back to, but we're not overly sentimental, so I think it looks a little bit like Jethro and Jess over his shoulder because she's hammered after calling down the moon properly. That's how you do it.
Going down the moonshine.
That's right. And so Jess is going to give a little bit of a wave over her shoulder. It was nice meeting y'all. You can't come down Louisiana, you come visit us.
Look, y'all. If you ever find yourself in any kind of need to head on back down into the places blind, into them spaces where maybe you need a good bloodhound, this wasn't terrible. Like, it usually don't go that smooth. So,
Oh, it's
anyway,
too bad you guys lost your pup
Oh,
on the way
yeah,
down.
Brian.
He didn't follow you down. That's too bad. Maybe you guys can make another journey back to this particular hell and pick up your
Oh
hellhound.
no.
it ain't like
He's been patiently
coming out
waiting
all
this
the way.
whole time. He's a good boy.
We like to make friends, is all I'm saying. But
Mhm.
yeah, if you ever need us, you just get in contact with Cousin Ed. Cousin Ed will get us.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sounds
I
good.
think we jump back on the boat, and we're probably gonna head out.
Awesome. All right, riding off into the moonlight over the river waters. All
Jess, no singing.
right. You
How are you going to say that?
Yeah, you say
she's
that.
in a boat and she's drunk. Of course she's going to be
What
singing.
do you do with a drunken sailor?
Shanties are required.
All
The boat
right.
doesn't move without them.
Well, that was season 2, episode 13 of Nightsky Sanctum. And it was wonderful getting to play with the two of you.
Was.
Truly.
All right. Let's go around and let everybody know where they can find us and what kind of projects we're working on and, where they'll see us next and things like that. Let's start with Morningstar.
Well, if you want to come find more of me and see beautiful photographs of me in fabulous clothing, you can do so by looking up the Cytherian on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. I'm elsewhere, but I'm never active elsewhere. And we are working on so many marvelous little fashion projects now that myself and Megan have mostly recovered from the plague. And in fact, Megan, I do believe you have something special to tell everyone now that you've been waiting a while to do.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure. You'll have to refresh my memory.
Well, your Instagram is now.
Oh, well, I've mentioned it before, but yes, I guess I have it name dropped. Well, getting ahead of myself. I am the editor and photographer for the Morningstar content. We release content every Friday. Don't know what this voice is. But we release content every Friday. We're currently working on having some releases done for a bunch of neat artwork that we're working on currently, as well as some costume and some prop design. So stay posted for that. But there is some very limited content if you would like to look at Seafoam Workshop on Instagram. There isn't much there, but the plan is to be posting behind the scenes tutorials and funny content, basically anything that anyone wants to see there. They can go ahead and send a message, and I'm going to be trying to get more content up as I get more ahead on edits. But if you want to find us, go to any of the previously mentioned Morningstar links. Again, we upload every Friday, and we hope to have more exciting stuff on the way.
Yeah, I love everything you guys have ever posted on Seafoam Workshop. It's all been awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, love it.
That's all then.
Yeah, we'll definitely go. If you are on Instagram, go check out Seafoam Workshop. All right, Navi, or both of you.
I'm Navi. I'm one half of a couple of Drake's Design Studio. We make a crap load of games. Weird Games Fest is our thing. We did Court Blaze, which is finally the offset printed books are arriving on Thursday. It has been a long wait, so we're very excited to start getting those out into the hands of backers. We're currently kickstarting Dead Belt, which is a solo and duet game for space pirates. It's very fun. What's been going on? We have so many games, it's ridiculous. Anyways, you can find me at Heavy Musing. We have the same, obviously, links, so coupleofdrakes.com, coupledrakes.itch.io for our storefront. A lot of good stuff on there. Too much for me to talk about.
My Twitter's great.
I was going to let you do your own thing.
Oh, were you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I'm the other half of a couple of Drake's Design Studio. I do the other half of all of that, and I'm at Drake and Dice on Twitter.
Yeah. And,
Facebook now too. I almost forgot.
yeah. Yeah, and everybody's links are going to be in the credits as well. But yeah, Court of Blades is actually the first Forged in the Dark game I backed back in the day. So yeah, we play tested a few, but they didn't do Kickstarters. So we did like A Fistful of Darkness, the Weird West hack. That's super awesome, and we actually played that for like a 6-episode thing. It was really awesome, but not online. It was before we streamed. Let's hop over to Andrea. What are you up to?
Yeah, I'm Andrea. You can find me on Twitter at Andrea T. Moore.
42.
You can 42. You can also find me on Instagram at Wildwood Witch. I changed my name. I'm rebranding. Yeah, but I think that's about it. I'm here on Fridays playing. I think we're going to continue playing Cult of the Lamb this week. So that'll be fun. We're going to try to play it on the computer so I don't have as many weird laggy issues. So it should be a little bit faster and more fun.
Oh yes, it's rubbish on the Switch. I had to give up on it.
It is. It was bad.
And that
So
way
we'll
we can
see how that goes.
Yeah, and we'll get to use the Twitch extension so people
Yeah.
can add their
Do all
little
the fun
followers.
stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Awesome.
is basically 90% of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Azelwyn?
Oh, well, I am a Zalen. I am a absolutely creative, chaotic type deity deal online. Basically, if you like creativeness, you like chaos, you can find me anywhere under Azalin, except for on TikTok is under Goddess Azalin, which has been doing pretty good as usual. And basically, if you go to all my links /Azalin, you're going to find me everywhere there.
Nice. All right, and I'm Google now. I wish. I'm Gavin. Andrea and I are Balsamic Moon Games Collective, and you can go grab this game. It is free on itch.io at quickstart.childrenofmidnight.com. We're constantly making expansions to the game. Andrea's already made 9 expansion factions, and we're working on our second expansion grimoire. You got to see Hedge Witch today for the first time.
It was so good.
Yeah, there's some. We're actually expanding the liminal realms, so the liminal realms are going to work their way into all of the grimoires now. So astral psyches like Elise are going to have access to the realm of dream, which is the liminal astral, and then the realm of nightmare is the liminal underworld, and so on. That way that kind of reaches out to all the different crossroads. So yeah, we're still working on that. Otherwise, I think we will see everyone next week. We will talk Friday about having another movie night, which we tend to do those on the weekends. So join our Discord if you're interested in movie night. Grab the movie night roll. I think we're talking about watching Host, which is a horror movie that's set completely online through a virtual meeting. And it's really
Very
cool.
good. Very fun.
We've seen it before, and yeah, it's really good. Otherwise, we will see you all the next time, and have a wonderful evening.
Darlings.
Thanks for joining us for the chaos.
And the awesome.